We're live. So this
Yeah.
is your first time on LinkedIn Live, right?
Yeah, this is my first time on LinkedIn Live and I'm
So
excited.
how many? So what number are you up to? Because I ignored the number at the end. I just know it's past like 130 or something. How many days
I,
have
I,
you?
I'm at I'm at 154 now.
So that's 154 days of consistently posting, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Posting every day.
how like before that, did you post or you just like ever since you started posting you were consistent?
No, I was not an active user on the LinkedIn. I was an active consumer. I was not an
Ac-
active producer. So I used to read content. I used to like other people's content. I used to comment on them. But then one day I just thought that this is going to be the day. I'm going to post for the whole year, and then I'll
Yeah.
see how it works for me. And it's been great since then. I met you through LinkedIn, so I mean it's
Oh
amazing.
wow. I mean, how much is what is that? 150 days, like 5 months. Wow.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you and then how long were you sort of a consumer?
I was a consumer for 4 years.
4 years. Wow. So you
Yeah,
were
and,
just
and, and I
observing.
just had 500 connections.
Wow. No, so when you were a consumer, did you sort of actively use like did you like check on a daily basis, weekly basis? Like how was it?
No, no, I checked on a daily basis,
Yeah.
but it was not much of a it was just basics. I used to just I had like a few people that I was following, and it was all about learning. I didn't even comment much. Probably
Yeah.
made like one comment a day, and a few likes here and there.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Imtiaz is here. Hey, what's up, Imtiaz? Always nice to see
Hi,
you. Oh,
Imtiaz.
yeah, he's a big supporter. So
Hmm.
it's we'll just wait to sort of start the SEO stuff be
Okay.
when we get a couple users. Now
Yeah.
it's yeah, no, it's very interesting just to kind of see how hey
Hmm.
CC, nice to CC from Myanmar is here.
Okay.
Naresh, right? That's how I say your name.
Yeah. 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 Correct.
Naresh is in India. Yeah, no, I mean it's just interesting, but the platform has also changed within
Yes.
because I know the platform really changed after Microsoft um, acquired them. Hey, Pamela, nice to see you. Pamela Robinson from Asia, and it really changed when Microsoft acquired them. You do you know the exact you know what the exact company and what the product is called?
No,
That does the it's
I don't
called
know.
Pulse.
Oh, okay.
The Pulse. So that's the one
Hmm.
that does the feed stuff, and right.
Hmm.
So it's just very interesting how these companies
Hmm.
really just changed. And I remember
Hmm.
LinkedIn stock price shot up when Microsoft
Yeah.
acquired them, right? It did
Yeah.
because I mean, whatever they did, that's how stocks work. Hey, what's up,
Hmm.
Sumya? Nice to see you. Hey, what's up, Alexandra? Nice to see you. I hope I responded to you. I believe I did. If I didn't, let me know. Hey, what's up, David? Thanks for stopping by. Stay safe. I know things are a little crazy in Seattle, so wish you the best. Thanks for stopping by. So let's kind of start. Hey, what's up, Nikhil? Nice to see you. How'd you sort of get started in knowing like going into the world of SEO?
Okay. For me, I come from an engineering background. Okay, so I
Yeah,
was into the tech stuff, and then I figured out, okay, that was not my passion, and my passion is more about people. So I got into sales, and then from sales I transitioned into marketing. So when I began marketing, all I knew was social media. How you can grow your presence on social media. It can be LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. But then all these are not assets. Tomorrow LinkedIn might change their algorithm and you're screwed. Tomorrow you might get lesser reach on Facebook, and then you're screwed. Your ads might not go well on other platform. That's when I got started with SEO, because it's an asset for any organization or an individual or even a blogger. you
yeah.
know uh,
I mean, I would argue to a certain extent that even then they still have the same thing where you could get penalized, right? It does
yeah,
still have,
yeah, it,
but
it does
less,
still.
so much less likely, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
social media is
so
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 easy
much
to get
less likely.
banned, so easy to get
Yeah,
reported. It's much harder for SEO
exactly,
wise. The
exactly.
true only thing you have is the email list.
Yeah,
Email
the
list is
email list. Yeah,
right.
email list is an asset that you have, and also the website traffic, right? If you install, say, Pixel or
Yeah,
LinkedIn Pixel on your website, you can use the same traffic which is coming to your website in your ad campaigns. So this is
yeah,
an added advantage if you have a website. So your ad budgets will be considerably cheaper and your conversion will be higher.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I mean it's
So
hey Marissa, hey Kenny, what's up? Liam, nice to see you. Kelsey, thank you for representing Seattle. Someone says, "Wow, you guys started early." We were actually planning for 11:30, but Naresh said, "Let's
yeah.
do later." I mean, look, I'm flexible. To me, it's pretty easy. So, no, it's very important that your website traffic is an asset, right? The more you
Yeah.
control it, and the beauty is that there are multiple search engines, and essentially how if you would describe SEO to someone, right? And SEO
Hmm.
stands for search engine optimization. What
Yeah.
would you what would you say in simple terms? Like, what is it? If you're explaining to someone who's not very tech savvy.
Okay. So SEO is basically, a process where you can bring quality traffic to your website and increase your visibility. So that's the basic definition of SEO. So working on your SEO gets your site more visible. It gets you more traffic, and it gets you more audience. So SEO consists of a lot of things. Like it consists of content. There's backlinks, and there's a lot of million other things that we'll get into shortly.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
cool.
so
And just for everyone in the audience, this is something I don't know, we'll do once a week, maybe once
yeah,
every other week, just to
yeah,
kind of educate you. Because even for my organization, right, things are going well, but the
hmm,
biggest bottleneck to my growth is actually my search engine rankings, right? That's
yeah,
the difference.
exactly,
I
exactly.
I've seen people who've, they put in the time and they're getting 10, 20, 30, 40, 100,000 visitors per month, and getting that
Hmm,
many,
hmm.
right? There's so many monetization often, and then someone says, who? Wait, hold on, I gotta read the comment. No, someone else. There's just, hey, what's up, Majida? Nice to see you. And Nikhil's watching this in bed. No, appreciate it. It really means a lot. And I mean, I kind of would say that SEO, search engine optimization, is your ability for a user to find you on search engines such as Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo, whatever
Yeah,
all these other search browsers, Yahoo, even, for them to
hmm,
find you based on what they're looking for, right?
yeah,
Something like
exactly.
when you go online, you search for best sneakers.
Hmm,
Why does Google, return the whatever website they return,
hmm.
right? Why
Yeah,
does when you're because their goal, right, from a perspective, they want you to essentially click on the first site, get your answer, and be done.
hmm.
Right? That's sort of something you want to think about. They don't want you to have to go to the fifth page. That means the search engine is not doing a good job. And if you had
Yeah,
two search engines, and on one you got your answer on the first page, and the other one you got your answer on the second page, right, or the third, fourth page, you'd prefer the first search engine, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very important to work on SEO, and there are a few things that you must know. Before that, I would also say, the whole situation that we are in, it's like the golden opportunity for SEO, because the ad budgets and ad budgets are getting cut everywhere,
Yeah.
and the kind of the way ads work before, it's changing. The predictability is changed. The performance has changed, and a lot of things have changed. So I think it's a very good time to get your content out there, put it on your website, and have it rank more, because this is something you're getting for free. Of course, you'll have to make some sort of time investment here, but you make you build an asset over a period of, say, 3 or 6 months. You have it for like at least 2 or 3 years until it changes. So things change faster in social media, but in terms of SEO, things change slower. So once you rank
Yeah.
on the top, it's going to take some while for someone to beat you to that
Yeah.
to that position.
Hey, what's up? I just want to say hi to Sumya and Corey Warfield. It's funny, Corey, I listened to you actually on a podcast. I forgot what was his name, but I remember. So he has a very interesting cool schedule, I
Okay.
believe that's what it's called. I don't know if it's schedule or schedule.
Hmm.
It's a very interesting. And someone says, are we going to discuss about the latest user experience update on Google? We could probably briefly touch on that today. We just want to be a little more introductory. And Corey says
Hmm.
organic SEO is great. Alexa ranking helps. Backlinks from sites like LinkedIn. Yeah, no. Do you
Hmm.
recommend having a website? I think in this day and age,
Yeah, definitely.
it's so easy. You don't even need a complex website. Just even
Hmm.
existing, right? When someone Googles your name, if they find your own personal website, it just makes a big difference.
Hmm. Correct. Okay, so Joe, like, let us get into,
Yeah.
what is the basics that people need to learn to just get into SEO. So today's session will be just the basic. We'll do a lot more sessions, and
Yeah.
we'll go in depth for each of the topics that we're going to cover today, and also we'll do a live SEM rush audit, probably in the next
Yeah.
session, and we'll do some tweaks. So thank you so much for being there, guys. So yeah, I would say there are like five pillars for SEO. The first one would be links. what kind of links you have in your website. So this can be internal linking or an external linking. So an internal linking means you have one page and you want to link it to another page on your website. So you're driving traffic from one page to another page. So when you do this, Google feels that you are more relevant, you are more, you're giving more information to the user, and that's how you rank on your, Google search engine. Apart from that, content. So I think no one knows content better than Joe. You know that content is the king, and we all have been seeing the growth with the quality content, right?
Yeah, and like if you search online for SEO, content is king. And what does that mean? The fact is that Google wants to have the user, or whatever search engine wants the user to have a good experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So how they want, and people, when they go online, they're searching for an answer typically to a problem, and
Yeah.
they want to provide that answers. And
Correct.
now the internal linking is very important because Google has bots, right? And they
Yeah.
essentially crawl and index websites.
Yeah, exactly.
And that means index means your website is popping up on their searches, on their search engine. Now, internal linking is important. The bot needs to, hey, when it goes to your website, what's the home page? What does this page mean? What does this page mean? What does this page mean? So internal linking is important because think about it. As a user, you want to go to the home page. You want to be able to check out other things, right? If things are hidden, that's not good structure because how would someone find it? Right?
Yeah,
I mean, sometimes you
exactly.
want to have some pages sort of hidden, but it kind of tells, hey, Google, this is all the things, this is all my website. So it can feed that information back and sort of give some relevant stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So Joe, you have your website. Where do you have your website? Is it on WordPress, or have you custom
No, mine
coded
is
it?
actually a SaaS, so I use Smart Job
Okay.
Board because the main
Okay.
thing is, I mean, I could have done it on WordPress,
Okay.
but the thing is, I don't want to focus too much necessarily on the tech, the day-to-day stuff. I want to focus on the business stuff. Then
Okay.
later, as I get more money, I'm gonna reinvest back. So mine is on a different platform, but WordPress for most sites is recommended. I mean, for my website, it's like people candidates, it has to go into like different APIs of like different job websites. People have to be able to upload PDFs, and I don't want to focus. I don't have a big team, so I don't want to focus on updates, right? So I'd rather have a
Okay.
company take care of that, and I focus on the business stuff and content because content itself, is very time consuming.
Yeah, exactly. So the reason why I asked you this is another important part of SEO is the meta descriptions. So
Yeah,
it's very important to show a snippet on the search engine. So basically, when you search anything on the search engine, the first line you have a description, and then you have a brief about what that content is going to be. And based on that, a user is going to make a decision whether he'll enter that site or not. So how do you usually edit this, Joe?
you know what? I give a brief description, right? So the software I use, it has like a meta tag description, and I try to think of like what would someone use it for? That hey,
Hmm.
this thing is how to prepare for an interview. So I would say, hey, this article covers XYZ about interviewing. Look forward to this if you want to interview. And the meta tags, I'll put like keywords like interviewing, interview prep, job prep, stuff like that, just to make sure I keep it relevant. Because I want the
Yeah,
right traffic, right? I could put
yeah,
stuff like, hey, this is, I don't know how to tie your shoes, but if someone found it, they're gonna be like, this is totally not relevant to me.
yeah, that's great. So yeah, guys. So meta description, alt tags, and headlines are also a very important parameter in SEO. So if you were to start your SEO, I would suggest you research a little bit about these. So why alt tags are important? Because you enter these in the images, so it'll be easier for Google to crawl your images. So
Yeah,
basically, if most people don't add any alt tags, whenever you upload an image on a website, it's going to be like 3.jpg or
yeah,
3.png. So it's very important to exactly name the image right, even because it helps crawl. It helps Google crawl the image.
yeah. And also think about it. Google, right? They're crawling whatever
Hmm.
million, bill, whatever
Hmm.
ridiculous amount of sites per day.
Hmm.
They can't. An image doesn't. It's not really crawling for images, right? It knows it's
Yeah.
an image, but it doesn't know what the image is. So unless you
Yeah.
describe it to the search engine, it's
Hmm.
not relevant. And also, images are also a way for other people to find you, right? Some people find you through
Exactly.
image search. Also, another thing I'll tell you that I have a connection on LinkedIn who's blind.
Hmm.
So the way he uses a website is very different than you and I. He needs the alt text, right? When he's reading an article, he doesn't understand what the image is, so he needs the description like, "Hey, in this image, there are two males who are talking to each other, and they're facing each other, and they're
Yeah.
in a park," right? For him, that's super important. So a
Hmm.
lot of times you
Correct.
want to realize, hey, it's about the user experience.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very important to get your meta descriptions, alt tags, and headlines right. Headlines is another important parameter in SEO. If you don't get your headline right, Google doesn't know what your content is. Even though you have stuffed a lot of keywords in there, it's not going to rank it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he mentioned something called keyword stuffing. So it used to be done early. So SEO has evolved, right? Now
Yeah.
the AIs, the artificial intelligence, and the bots are so much smarter than they were before.
Yeah.
But before, people
Exactly.
used to just spam, right? So they used to just put in a lot of keywords, and these just stuff is called keyword stuffing. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you write organically, and that's sort of how things happen. So now let's talk about the user experience. Can you expand on that a little more?
Okay. So, yeah, user experience is a very important parameter in SEO, another important parameter. The reason why it's important, because if you have a lot of bounce rate in your website, so say you've got everything right, you've got the headlines right, you've got the alt tags right, and you've got the content ranking in the first page as well. But then once a user comes to your page, he doesn't like the experience. You've not placed the CTA buttons right. You've not, basically, sometimes we bait users, right? We have a lucrative headline, we have lucrative alt text, and then a user comes to your web page and doesn't find the content that he was looking for. So then he will bounce off the website. So the more bounce rate you have, the lesser, it's going to affect your SEO ranking in the long run. So
So
that means your website is not relevant.
yeah, so to
Yeah.
clarify, a bounce rate is the actual rate is when someone visits your page and leaves without checking out
Yeah.
another page, right?
Yeah.
So
No,
that's the right.
it's basically the time the person spends on the page. So say I go to a page and I spend like 1 minute on the page and then I bounce. So that's a very less time I'm spending there on the page.
Yeah.
So if more and more people do this, Google will think, okay, there's something wrong with this website. Why are people just going off it? Maybe it's irrelevant, or maybe it's spam. So let me not rank it on the higher. Let me rank it lower. So this is why bounce rate is important.
Yeah, no, I mean it's very important. You want to like generally the more people spend on a website, and again, these are just general things, right? It's very complex, right? SEO
Yeah,
is both an art and a science, right? There are some people
yeah,
who break the rules of SEO yet they still
yeah,
do well, and then some people who follow all the rules and still don't do well. Again, it's not easy. It takes time.
yeah.
So now, what else is very important in the user experience, in your opinion?
Uh, I mean, uh, I would say the CTA buttons, the color of the whole layout of the page, the standardized experience that a user will get, and of course the structure of the content. So it has to be structured well. It doesn't. I mean, sometimes we put a lot of content there, and it gets very hard to read. So the whole user experience, by whole user experience I mean how you structure the content, where you have the buttons, what is the call to action, how easy it is to navigate from one page to another page, how is your just the basic structure of the website.
Yeah. What are some common mistakes you see people make?
uh,
Basic mistakes that it's just like, why are they doing that?
Okay, so the basic mistakes in user experience, I would say, is they would just not place enough CTAs. They don't have the placement or the size of the CTA button right. They don't have
CTA
the
means call to action.
call to action. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they don't have the size of the CTA button right, or they don't have the images placed in the right position. So probably you'll have to have image somewhere in the left or the right, so that the user can easily recognize this image and read the text. So if you have from top to bottom, it gets little harder for someone to relate to the content. So there are many parameters in this which people get it wrong. But I would suggest you need to do a little bit more research on this, and then you'll have to design the site.
Yeah, and then Marissa says some people don't have any CTA, right? You have to
Hmm.
have some call to action
Yeah.
that, and Sumya gave the user interactivity, right? Just kind of
Hmm.
think about your website as being a store. When you
Yeah.
walk into the store, you want, right, supermarkets, they design things a certain way.
Hmm.
They where why is the milk in the back, right? Why
Hmm.
is the thing in the front? And he
Correct.
brings up another great point, mobile friendliness, right? Now
Yeah.
how mobile traffic keeps on shooting up year after year,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
What is the amount? What is mobile traffic's stats? Let me actually look it up right now. Um, and can you just explain what backlinks are? Because that seems to be very important.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, backlinks mean like your website. There's another website is referring your website to. I mean, say there's this blog which is about content marketing, and your website is also about content marketing. And someone has written an article in this blog saying that this is content marketing. These are the information of content marketing, and they have your link there. So that means Google understands it in the way that someone with the similar content in the similar space has referred your website, so your website must be more relevant in that space.
Yeah, no, I mean
Mm,
that's a very good thing. So think
mm,
about backlinks as signaling to Google that you have some authority. It's like,
yeah,
hey, all these other websites are saying, hey, this person is cool, or this person is, I know this person. This person must be more credible. So, and generally, the more credible the site is that's giving you a link, the the better it is,
yeah,
the better your
exactly.
site must be. And
Mm,
one thing is, so there are two types of links. There's do follow links and
yeah,
no follow. Can you sort of
yeah.
explain the difference between them?
Yeah, do follow links. Okay, so the basically do follow links. There are like two types of links that search engine crawls. So do follow links is something that search engine calls and counts them as qualify. No follow, it does not count as qualify. Say you're you have a lot of links in your website, and you have got them to through block commenting. So this used to work a long time
Yeah.
back, but it doesn't work anymore.
You know, you
So
used to be able to rank a site in a
yeah,
weekend. It
yes,
was that quick.
exactly,
Like 2005
exactly,
to 2007, you could rank a
yeah,
site in a weekend
yeah,
in a
exactly,
very
exactly.
competitive term like
Hmm.
insurance and
Yeah,
all these super
yeah.
competitive terms.
So these website came up with something called as no follow. So basically they don't want people or traffic to go from their website to another link. So these are the links which Google does not consider as healthy. It does not consider as rankable. So when you do some stuff that is not allowed by Google, and you have your content out there through, I mean, you have the backlinks of no follow, then it's a red flag.
Yeah, I
Mm,
wouldn't say red flag. I would just say it
mm,
doesn't necessarily. But in general, the more
mm.
links, the better. Whether they're no follow, whether, and it's just basically to prevent spammers. Because what spammers
Yeah.
would do is they would create, Facebook comments. So any comment that you link to on, let's say Facebook, LinkedIn, they're generally no follow, right?
Mm.
You want to know something
Correct.
interesting about Reddit? Reddit, the links are no follow until
Mm.
it gets a certain amount of upvotes, then it turns to do
Okay.
follow. So it's
Oh
a very
wow, I didn't
interesting
know
thing
that.
that it
That's interesting.
actually it transforms.
Mm.
And then also some websites they'll
Mm.
give you a no. I got backlinks from certain websites, and they give me a
Mm.
no follow link. So I was like,
Mm.
I'm not gonna get. But even then, in general, it's another way for people to come to your website to learn about your website. So there are
Yeah.
still some benefits in having a no
Yeah.
follow link.
Yeah. But it's very slim. I
Yeah,
wouldn't say it's you have to actively work on that.
yeah, you have to actively work on that. No,
Yeah.
100%. You're 100% right on that.
Mm.
Now, Travis brought up a great point.
Mm.
That same thing. Supermarkets are designed to keep us in the store as long as possible. You know something very
Yeah.
interesting. So obviously the milk is in the back, right? Because you're
Mm.
going to the store for milk. They want you to go through everything. Some
Mm.
supermarkets, the tiles. They make the tiles smaller. Do you know why they do that? So
I have no idea.
when you push the shopping cart, it makes more sound. So you feel like you're going faster, so you slow down and you spend more time in the store. So it's very, there's a lot of psychology in why they put, the brands, known brands on eye level, and then other things on the bottom and other things on top, and why they put things by unit price and all
Hmm.
that, right? It's all to sort of confuse you and get you to spend more.
Hmm.
And same thing. Facebook wants to keep everybody on their site as long as possible. So one of the reasons a lot of sites, right, social media sites, Facebook, blue is the ocean, right? It's a
Hmm.
peaceful thing, and so that's why I like the sky, and to kind of give you that peaceful thing to stay as long as possible. So it's just very interesting into the color psychology of how these sites are designed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So yeah, and then Hannah said this is the reason why I'm in the supermarket forever. No, I mean look, yeah, they're designed, man. I went to like the supermarket today. I had like my sister was like I was supposed to take her weeks ago, and finally I had some time, and then I ended up spending like $70. I bought like ice cream. I bought like
Yeah.
they get me. Supermarkets, they get me.
Yeah, supermarkets are designed. It's supermarket is just like a website, a well-designed
Yeah.
website. It gets you to buy stuff.
Yeah. And then Sumia brought up a great point. There are websites with thousands of backlinks, and there are websites with only 10 to 20, and they're ranking on top. It all
Hmm.
depends on backlink quality and credit. And that's 100% true that if
Yeah.
you're able to answer the question and you're giving that, you're going to see that there's some random websites that rank for certain articles because the article quality is so great.
Yeah,
So that's another
exactly.
thing to definitely consider.
Yeah, I mean, domain level and authority, right? The domain authority, that's what matters the most in SEO. So when how you get domain authority is by having quality links. So without quality links, you can't get the page to rank. So
Yeah.
more than the content. I mean, of course, content is important. I would say, getting quality links are more important for
No,
page rank.
and then Hannah says she wonders if they target women specifically in the supermarket. I wouldn't be surprised because the supermarkets probably know, hey, in our store we get 60 to 70% female shoppers, 30 to 40% men.
Hmm.
You have to sort of cater to whoever's in your store, right? Whoever
Yeah.
does the shopping. So I wouldn't be surprised. And Travis says in the Walmart, all the men's stuff is towards the back of the store, so that if they walk in there with their wives, they have to drag their wife past all of the clothes and jewelry and baby stuff. I wouldn't be surprised that they do a lot of things into that. Let's kind of see. So yeah, I mean that's
Hmm.
so. How long have you sort of been involved in SEO?
Okay, so I've been involved in SEO for close to a year. It's not a year yet, because I am basically a content marketer. So I'll need to distribute content and make new content out of the existing pieces. So this is when I discovered SEO is very important. It's very important to get your keywords right. It's very important to fill in meta description. It's very important to try to get backlinks. The more out there your content is, the better it is on the long run.
Yeah. No, I mean that's very important.
Hmm.
Do you now the other thing I tell people that if you even if you focus on writing killer content, that
Hmm.
itself, right? Things people link to you, having visuals, just make sure that it's something nice that people can reference to.
Hmm.
It's credible. Someone said, Marissa, how do you feel about YouTube SEO? YouTube SEO is its own thing, and it's also very important. YouTube is what the second most used search engine in the world. What
Yeah.
is this? What are the stats?
Yeah.
Do you know the stats, or if anything, I'll search them up.
Yeah, we can. I mean, it's the same. I would say, you'll have to start with keyword research. You'll have to get some of the content right there, and you'll have to keep your content crisp and short. You'll have to use playlists. So yeah, these playlists are basically linking. So how you have linking in the website, right? Internal linking. So it's
Yeah,
it's like creating a playlist will actually be considered that way in Google.
yeah. No, I mean that's a very good thing. So let me look up some stats. 30
Hmm.
million visitors per day, YouTube.
Oh, wow.
5 billion videos watched. So wow, some of these people are watching a crazy amount of videos. And 1.5 billion monthly active users. And
Yeah.
that's just phenomenal. So you want to incorporate it as part of your strategy. And it's also good that you can give people you can give people resources that you can create 1 hour video that you can distribute hundreds or thousands of times.
Yeah.
Um
and
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 yeah.
Yeah, the way I would say you go about YouTube SEO is, first you'll have to get the title and the description right. The second is the thumbnail. You can always put your thumbnail, and you can always name it right,
Yeah,
because this is also crawled. And the third thing you can do is create a playlist. And the fourth thing, you can also put in your transcripts. So although
yeah.
Google has a transcript, an auto generator, it's not pretty accurate. It's not accurate. So if you have your own transcript uploaded right in your YouTube video, it'll
Oh, that
actually
helps.
matter a lot.
Wow.
Yeah,
So, and the program is Descript. Descript has a transcriber, and you can get
yeah.
someone to edit it. That makes a big difference. Kem
Hmm.
says submit your business listings to local business directories. Right. Local SEO is also its own category, because when I'm searching for, hey, lawyer, I don't
Hmm.
want the top lawyer in the nation. I want a local lawyer near me. Right. When you're
Yeah.
searching up for a gym, so Google, especially in the last few years, right, local SEO has been something very important. It has to kind of
Hmm.
understand, hey, this user is in this zip code and it needs to go. And Marissa has the stats. Thank you. I definitely want to talk to you about that.
Hmm.
And yeah, it goes. And one thing about YouTube, I'm gonna say that clickbait works well. That I see a lot of people.
Yeah.
You could put the right headline, and then that's why you see these videos like, oh, young debater destroys old
Yeah.
professor in heated debate. They have to sort of, unfortunately, like, to polarize, right? It doesn't matter whether there's a video's disliked, right? The controversial videos work well, so that's one thing just to be cognizant of.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, if you get your thumbnail right, it's a bait.
yeah,
Make 100K in like a few days, something like that.
yeah, no, obviously those videos just do well, but again, it's a trade off, right? Sometimes
Yeah,
but what happens is you get a lot of cheap traffic, because
yeah.
the cheapest traffic on the internet is how to make money, how to grow, how to gain followers, and all that. You get a lot of traffic, but what ends up happening is if you don't deliver, it sort of hurts you. So yeah, I mean, like, what are some success stories that you've kind of seen, not necessarily of you, but of other people who've done SEO well?
Uh,
Like any like websites that you've seen have stood out, that you've seen them grow?
SEO, I'm not really sure about that.
Okay, I'm trying to think what site has.
Yeah,
So
let us actually check that up.
yeah, you know what? Let yeah. So for those of your thing, people in the audience, what are some sites that you've seen have sort of really grown in the past year? I'd love to hear what you have to say. And YouTube versus TikTok. TikTok organic reach is high, and TikTok, out of any platform, is, in my opinion, it's the most addicting platform. And Kem says a great thing: organic SEO takes time, permanent, cheap links. It'll penalize your site over time, right? If you can go
Yeah,
for quick, cheap links, sort of there's two types of SEO: white hat and black hat. White hat is um, the right way, what things are allowed by Google. Black hat are things that are not allowed by Google. Generally, Google gets a lot smarter, so some things are getting cracked down on. And hey, what's up, Abraham? Yeah, it's a late look. It's not too late for me, but yeah, early morning live for you. Zoom. So Zoom definitely has done a phenomenal job in terms of. Zoom definitely blew up in the last. I didn't hear of Zoom earlier than maybe 8 months. Before that, I never like. Zoom has definitely done the right thing, right?
yeah. They've done the right thing, and they've got the right opportunity as well. With the
Yeah,
lockdown and quarantine.
yeah. And Natasha says being controversial without thinking of whether it is damaging or adding value to brand. And I think I agree. It can be detrimental. I personally wouldn't do it. Some people have no shame. They don't care, right? Some people just care about the views. And Neil Patel, actually, yeah, his SEO, definitely he knows what to do. So he ranks number one, what, for online marketing?
Yeah,
And what
online
else does he
marketing.
rank number one for? Let me
Uh,
see. He and yeah, the power of personal branding. And I think personal branding, right? That's what happens on platforms like LinkedIn, right? That's another
yeah.
way to sort of rank higher. And
Hmm.
it's super important. Just you want to make sure that you just rank, especially now. It's like people Google your name.
Yeah,
Googling your name, sort of, they can find your website. They find out what you do. A lot of times, if they see if you have a common name and you and people can find you more easily, it just gives you more credibility. Um, right? So that's something to really work on. I mean, wh- do you have any like SEO goals? Like, hey, I want to take a site to X or Y. Do you have any goals regarding that?
Yeah, I mean, in a recent project that I did, they had a traffic of around 600 people every month. So I
Yeah.
want to, whenever I handle a SEO project, I tell them, oh, I can give you like 30% growth month on month in
Okay.
terms of SEO, and also 30% the higher number of leads that you're going to have. So yeah, this is something I can promise. And basically how I'll start doing is, whenever I take a project, they wouldn't have the meta descriptions right, they wouldn't have alt tags right, they wouldn't have the headlines right, they wouldn't target the keywords right, they wouldn't have done a keyword research, and they wouldn't have got those things right. So basically, the first thing, yeah, we totally forgot about this. The first thing you do is analyze your competitors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, look, the
with
easiest
the
way to see how websites,
mm,
just Google something, see what pops up first, and look at the way
yeah,
website layout. That's a
yeah.
very important thing.
Mm.
Um,
Exactly.
yeah,
So
and
you
then
can use HCM Rush or Uber Suggest for this. You can just type in Uber Suggest is completely free. You don't
yeah,
have to pay
yeah.
for
Do they
a
have a
few
limited
keywords.
amount of search results or what?
Yeah, yeah. So I think they'll give you top 10 keywords.
Yeah.
Beyond that, you'll have to pay. And but I think it's very cheap. I think it should be around $7 per month.
Let me see. Uber
Com-
suggests. Let's see. Neil. Oh, so he has it. So it's actually neilpatel.com. He actually absorbed it like that. Interesting. So let's see. Let me look at the pricing. How does it work? And we'll be sharing like the tools that you can use and all that stuff. So individual is, if you do monthly, it's like $29 a month. They have a 7-day free trial. That's 100 reports, 5 projects. So yeah, I mean, the good thing is there are several tools, and a lot of the tools um they have academies, so they have
yeah,
extensive ways to sort of learn. I mean, the tool I use is SEM Rush, and you use the other one, right? You
yeah.
use
I
the
use
Ahrefs.
Ahrefs. Yeah, I use Ahrefs and Uber Suggest.
Uber suggests. Yeah. So I mean, we'll give some things, and then Ken breaks gives a good description, right? Short tail is keywords or 3 words. Long tail is up to 9 words.
Yeah,
So a short tail is generally harder to rank for.
yeah.
But
Short tail, and
yeah,
the audience is also generic.
yeah,
People might mistake the keyword. So say Apple, for example.
yeah,
It can be a fruit, it can be a brand.
yeah. You know what? Let's see what rank.
Hmm.
When I search up Apple, what pops up? So Apple comes up first, and it's funny. Apple also has the ad for Apple, right?
Yeah.
It's funny. Companies bid for their own keywords to get other people out, and then the second one is Wikipedia, Apple YouTube, Apple on CNET, Apple on Forbes. I'm not even seeing Apple fruit. Like, first page is all Apple company,
Hmm.
Apple league, crazy Apple customer. Wow, Apple fruit. Now it's like, and then now it's all like 10 impresses help. You have to type in Apple fruit. So it's just crazy to, that just shows the power of SEO, that even for something that as general as Apple dominate the company. Apple
Yeah.
dominates it. And yeah, like you said, it's general traffic, but long tail keywords, it's more specific traffic. So you may get lower traffic, but there's higher quality. And for someone who has a website where you sell something, if you have 1,000 people who visit, 10,000 people visit, but 0 people buy, versus you may have 50 visits a month, but if you get 50 buyers, it's very important. And then Travis says, "I ate my iPhone." So yeah, I mean, look, sometimes people get confused, right? It happens. So you know what? Let's search up apple pie. What pops up? So obviously, just apple pie. So yeah, I mean, to kind of get the basics of SEO, I just recommend people search things and kind of think about it. Like, why does this pop up? What is this website doing?
Yeah.
And right, and it gives
Yeah.
what are some other sort of things you sort of recommend for people SEO wise?
Yeah, so for anyone starting with SEO, I would suggest first start with keyword. I mean, first start with competitor research, and you don't need tools like Ahrefs and Uber Suggest for that. You can use simple Google search engine, or you can use Uber Suggest is easy. Ahrefs and SEMrush is a little harder and a little more complicated.
Yeah,
So we can probably do a quick Uber Suggest session.
Okay.
What do you think, Joe? Can we
Yeah, let's
share
go.
the screen?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go.
let's
Let me share.
let's
Let me share my screen.
yeah.
Let me just make sure I don't have anything crazy on my screen. I don't have anything crazy. But yeah, no, you always gotta. I have apple pie, so if anyone's hungry, wants some apple pie, just be a little wary. Let me just share my screen. Screen 3. Okay, cool. So where am I going? So I'm going to ubersuggest. What is it? .org.
Yeah. It's app.neilpatel.com
So
actually.
I'll search up Uber
Neil Patel.
suggest.
You can do neilpatel.com.
Yeah. So it used to be just app.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
this one, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So what am I searching?
Yeah. So we can search for your competitor. Like, let's do it.
Okay. So
Who's your
let's go. Wait,
competitor?
wait. Someone in the audience, someone in the crowd, tell me what I should search. Something safe that won't get me in trouble. So let's see. Let's see. Tell me? So I just gotta wait for the audience.
Tell us a website that you want us to audit for.
Abraham caught me with his caught me. So let's see. Someone in the audience give a suggestion. Just waiting. Until then, what do you have? Oh, I searched up toilet paper. I don't know why I searched. And I didn't
Okay,
even
so there's two things you can do with this. One is you can search the keyword, or you can search the website. So
Okay.
probably we can go
you know
with
what? Let's
Indeed.
search up my competitors. Let's see what
Yeah,
pops
we can
up
go
on
with
my-
Indeed.
Okay, we'll do it for Indeed. Okay, let's see.
Yeah,
www.indeed.com. Wow, my typing is
yeah,
terrible.
and
So
and
let's
the
search up.
and the geographical location, you got it right, but there's
Yeah.
something you'd want to consider. Like,
Yeah, Mango. I heard Mango is a good tool. I've heard about that. So
yeah.
I'm not going to sign in.
Okay, so it'll show you, the number of organic keywords that are there, and what's the
Yeah.
traffic, what's the domain score, and how
Wow.
many
So
backlinks they have.
Indeed has 36 million. So I have a long way to go. 87 million visitors a month. Domain score is 91, which 100 is the highest. 91 is still
Yeah.
really high. Should be, and it's interesting. So they peaked. Let's see, in September, they dropped. You see, since COVID, the job
Yeah.
searches have gone up. So a lot of people have gotten fired, or whatever. So more people, and so look, they have 2 billion backlinks, of which 1.3 billion are no follow. So that's very interesting. And then let's see. So these are the keywords that they're ranking for, and you see how, right? It sort of follows exactly their trend, right? As they rank for more keywords, they have more traffic, and the lower the amount of keywords, they sort of go up.
Yeah, and also the first to third page results. So the rankings, you can see even that's going higher.
Where is that?
So on the right hand side of SEO keyword ranking, there's the position. So 1 to 3, 4 to 10, 11 to 50, and 51 to 100.
More higher rankings. 4 to 10, whatever, 11 to 50, and it's just you see the whole pie is really increasing. Now look, top pages by country. So the US, obviously that's where it dominates. It's a US based, it's a US site. So wow, it's just crazy that it's like the US is really, it dominates. And then so zoom.com. So is it zoom.com or Zoom is, I'm pretty sure zoom.us, right? Who owns zoom.com? I'm going to be careful of typing in any website. I just don't know if people are trying to prank me over here. So indeed.com, cover letter samples, interesting. So that's the 130K part-time job. So very interesting. So, and now, so I guess, can you explain this, the SEO keywords?
Yeah. So these are the keywords that is bringing them a lot, like the highest traffic. So of course, the first keyword is Indeed, because people recognize the brand more than, when someone thinks of job, they think of Indeed. Or so that's how it goes in US. So that's why they're ranking for their own keyword, and it's the easiest thing to do. So basically, when you start, when you start, Joe, for your website, No Degree, people recognize you, right? People know Joe. So that's how they remember No Degree, and it's very easy to rank for No Degree as well, because they're very unique keywords. So brand.
So you want to see something? Look at this.
Yeah.
Type in No Degree. Boom! Look at that.
Wow.
One for my own term. And look, it's funny. So I did it. So I have, like, obviously, so you see that has the snippets. the LinkedIn page, me, the podcast, some press release thing I did. Um, yeah, then it's like higher. But I just got to get some more links, right? Got to get some more videos. So yeah, so I want to. So you know what? Let's see this. No degree. I don't think I rank for that. Oh, I rank for no space degree. And then I think I rank. Let's see. I don't rank for this yet. I think I'm like,
Yeah.
you got to go lower. So I have a lot of. I have to beat these sites. So one day you guys will help me, sort of beat these sites. Who.int. What is that? So who.com does not work. Someone asked for who.int. World Health. So okay, you know what? Let's check the World Health Organization. So that's an international. I think he gave that request. So let's see. Who.int. What's up, Gabriel? Nice to see you. Okay. Wow. So look, steady increase. Obviously, a very big increase since November. So it started at 6.3 million last June. Almost, like 80% higher traffic. And now you see it's like they're ranking for a lot of keywords, and it really increased. But look, it decreased, but they still got more websites increase, right? So it just kind of shows. And let's see the estimated traffic. 10 million. That's pretty high. 4 million keywords. I don't think this is accurate. They don't have any backlinks.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising actually.
It could be an error. All right. So you know what? Let me do this. Well, I have to add the project, right? In SEM Rush, I have to add. That's going to be too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see, so world, they're ranking number 1 for tuberculosis. They're high
Measles.
for measles, tobacco, malaria. So, and that makes sense, right? They want to rank for these things, right? They are the World Health Organization. They want to sort of rank. All right, thank you, Marissa. We'll go more in depth to kind of go, and we'll kind of do more things, and we'll kind of go more into the tools. So let's slowly start wrapping up. What do you guys want next time in terms of this? We'll go more in depth, more into tools. We'll do like a website audit or
Yeah.
something, and we can do something that if you message me, hey, I want my website audited, just realize it will be public. So, but I mean, if you don't mind that, that's not a big deal. Thank you, Marissa, for your time. Thank you, Abraham, for all your. So, does the World Health Organization rank for? Let's see. So, and search engine things are not case sensitive, right?
No.
I don't think so, right? So, wow, they rank number 1 for the who, which is good because that's a word. And then, yeah, brand recognition. That's very important. Brand recognition, all that stuff, super important. Are there like some things that you're still like, what are you still trying to learn about SEO, right? Like, what are some things? Because, it's been a year, and I know like SEO is like, it's things people spend years on. And even then, there's always
Yeah.
something new to learn.
Exactly. So, I mean, SEO, the basics of SEO is still the same.
Yeah.
Nothing much has changed, but you'll actually have to keep yourself up to date with a lot of rules. Like not recently, say I think a year ago or something, Google bought in the snippet feature, and
Yeah.
that's like something which comes between the 4th and the 5th rank. So yeah,
Yeah.
you have a snippet
So
feature.
he told me search. So one thing you have to be careful of, you have to search on incognito mode, right?
Yeah.
Because your search engine results are biased towards you. So obviously
Yeah,
they know,
exactly.
hey, they know this is my website, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, you're right. And the thing is, even it's gonna change based on your search results pop up differently. And yeah, cookies make a very big difference. And just even the browser identifier, even if you didn't have cookies, Google knows,
Yeah.
right? Google knows everything. Google knows what you eat, what you like, when you go to sleep. They know all that stuff. It's a little crazy, but oh well. What can you do? What are what are some sites that sort of stick out to you when it comes to SEO?
So I would suggest you follow these sites, and they have good blogs like Moz,
Okay,
SEM
Moz is a good blog.
Academy. Yeah,
Yeah,
Moz is a
Moz
good
has
blog.
good academy.
Yeah,
Who else? What else would you recommend
and
people
of course
follow?
Neil Patel is good.
Yeah, I'll say you guys got to be a little careful of Neil Patel. You just
Yeah.
got to make sure you watch what he does. What he does is accurate. And I also think Backlinko, Brian Dean.
Hmm.
You know about that?
No, I've
So
heard about him. I didn't follow
so
him.
Backlinko is purely about backlinks,
Okay.
and that one is pretty good. The email list is very good. So let me just kind of give these resources. So moz.com. We won't discuss tools today. We're going to discuss it next time. So SEM Rush is what I use. I would highly recommend them. And they have all the academy stuff so you can learn. We'll go into tools more later. I mean, Uber suggests a tool. The other one you said is backlinko.com. Sign up, Brian Dean.
Yeah.
Watch what Neil Patel does. Just be, as always, remember, you have to experiment and try, right? And you have to read different sources and you have to see what works. It's same thing. As you keep doing it, you'll kind of have a better idea. I mean, any sort of final words before we sort of wrap up?
I would say, for beginners, you don't need to use any tools. You
Yeah,
just can get content, and you can
yeah,
use Google for that. It's very easy. You can search everything online, and I would say get your hands dirty, experiment more, and then figure out things. Don't wait for the learning curve to happen and then get
yeah.
into SEO.
I think the best way to learn is to learn as you go,
Yeah,
because you can read all these things, but until you apply them, it's always abstract, right? It's
yeah,
always
exactly.
it doesn't seem to make as much sense. It's something that you have to sort of implement. You have to, because you're not going to understand terms until you use it. Like, what is? Then you're gonna be like, aha,
Yeah,
this is that. This is, uh, and now it's more than ever. It's easier, super easy to make a website, right? Things like
yeah.
Squarespace, Wix, all these things. I mean, what I personally recommend, right? WordPress, right?
Yeah,
That's what.
WordPress is. I think that's the best thing to do compared to Wix. Wix has some sort of problem with SEO,
Yeah,
but you have a lot of plugins in WordPress, so it
yeah,
makes your SEO effort easier.
yeah. So what I recommend, do you know the Elementor Pro tool?
Yeah, I know Elementor Pro
Yeah.
Tool.
So typically, I see a lot of people really recommend, in terms of ease of use,
Hmm.
is WordPress with Elementor Pro. And
Yeah,
Elementor Pro allows you to have a drag and drop. There's a slight learning curve, but the thing is, there's so many videos online that it's not that hard to really pick up.
yeah. You
Search
can you
engine
can
land. Oh
learn
yes,
in-
search engine land is very good.
cool.
So yeah, Sumya knows your stuff. I would recommend that. So I totally slipped my mind. Search engine land, and honestly, there are so many good podcasts on it. And then once you start, which podcast I really like for SEO, Marketing Speak by Stephen Spencer. He actually wrote the
Okay.
book. I have it. I have it somewhere in my, or maybe I have the PDF. But it's called The Art of SEO,
Hmm.
and he wrote that with Eric Eng or something. And if you listen to some of the episodes, his episode with Eric Eng is like phenomenal. They go into, if you like SEO, if you like technical things, they go super in depth onto the importance and just really breaks down. And I think his one episode with the guy who's the founder of like Hip Hop Underground or something, that one goes, he really goes into, again, it into how the search engines work, how like what it, right, because you really have to break down like how does this artificial intelligence, how does it think, and that it gets really deep. So I think it gets interesting, and I think they do it well enough that you can kind of understand. So cool. So
Yeah,
we'll definitely do this. Thanks to everyone in the audience. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, Sumya. Feel free to follow me. Also, I'm gonna start an email list for this series and just the LinkedIn Live series, because I know not everyone gets the notifications. So if you want to sign up for that, and I'll let you know, be like, hey, I'm going live tonight. So that way you have a heads up that it's not just random, like, oh crap, I gotta drop everything. So send me a message, let me know, hey, I want to be added to your email list. Give me your email and I'll do that. And the goal is really just to add value, not necessarily sell anything. Just kind of, look, I'm trying to rank higher for my website. So to kind of work on that and to kind of publicly share, like, hey, this is what's working, this is what's not working, what I learned, what I didn't learn. And Naresh will, he knows a lot. So we'll discuss tools, we'll discuss
yeah.
ways, we'll discuss,
We'll
optimization.
actually get Joe's website to rank higher
Yeah.
over a period of
So
a
that
month.
the goal is to get my website to rank higher and then get more visits. And then the more visits I get, the more money I make, the more lives I can do. And that's really it. So if you see me going live every day, things are going well for me. So cool. Thank you so much for your time, Naresh.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you
each
so
and
much,
every
Joe,
one of
for
you.
inviting.
Appreciate you. We'll talk. And Kelsey, I have to follow up with you. So shout out. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the LinkedIn Insomnia crew. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Bye, guys.